Hi, I'm Deyesh Shah, an aspiring real estate entrepreneur. Welcome to the first episode of the AutoGraph. At the age of 19, I'm one of the youngest real estate and car aspirant in the state. I've started my journey in real estate 2 years back. I'm still scorching through it, and my love for car is still going on. This was my first vehicle, my Land Rover Defender. But the vehicle that I learned in was a Land Rover Evoque. In my family, we have owned more than three Land Rovers: a Vogue, a Evoque, and a Defender. Being a young aspirant, I don't have much memory of cars, but from whatever I do, we moved from a Lancer, Mitsubishi Lancer, to an Endeavour, to a 530 BMW, to an C class, E class, then again to a 530i right now with my dad's Range Rover Vogue long wheelbase. And I've always been a car aspirant. My mom used to drive an Endeavour, my dad used to drive a 530i BMW, also got an A6, Audi A6, also being very SUV driven in my house. We right now currently have three SUVs: a Defender, a Vogue, and a Fortuner. But being into luxury too, we have two L5s right now. So that is how my car journey has been till now. The Range Rover Vogue long wheelbase, it is an inline 6. We got it 7 years back. We did not even configure it. My dad's friends configured it. The story behind this is that we had a pretty roughed up Audi A6 that my father used to drive and go along with. Then we wanted something that speaks real estate, talks elegance, and drives with a stance. Is why we got the Land Rover Vogue. It is the long wheelbase version. We did not move on to the newer model, is because there is no better luxury than this offers. This breaks in by time, becomes better as it ages. It has the most space that you'll ever need. You can comfortably sleep in this, you can have your time in this, but this majorly speaks business in my family. Utility is my stance, something that helps me every day, something that makes me want to go out every day. So this is my Land Rover Defender, a 4-cylinder powerhouse that matches my expectations, lives up to my days, and helps me when I need it. So let me tell you more about my beast. So this is one of the most unique colors of the Defender. It is not that known. It is a Gondwana stone. I got it a year back. It was one of the first vehicles with this color. I had some modifications, some appearance modifications done to it. I got the trim blacked out. I got the roof black PPF. I got the hood black PPF. I got a lot of things done to body paint, the bumper to body paint. I got the Defender written in body paint, and further I got the rims black, and the stance is very good. The car speaks elegance. So what my journey with this car has been is I've done around 6 to 7 off-roading tracks. I've cleared all of them, and she has always been there and always helped me out with it. I was an aspirant of off-roading. I've always been interested into off-roading, and she's always been there with me. So being an equestrian, I have to be to places where normal cars wouldn't go, is why I chose this. So let me tell you more about this car from the inside. So I've changed the steering. I've upgraded it to a carbon fiber steering very recently. And talking more about the insides, this car is placed and made very selectively. It has one of the most simple infotainment systems, one of the most easiest usabilities. The screen is big, the button sizes are efficient and amazing. Land Rover has made it very easy for a person to use this vehicle. And talking about my lifestyle, I'm someone who's always behind the wheel, someone who's always using the car, someone who's always on the run, someone who's always using the utilities of this car. And the best part that I like about this car is that the suspension is variable. There are three stages: the lowest, the middle, where it usually drives, and the highest. When I'm driving it in the highest position, it feels like I'm turning mountains. I can climb anything, and it is just a car that makes me more and more enthusiastic about vehicles and cars, and it is something that is so magnificent that it helps me understand the scale that I'm working on every day. I was choosing between a GLE 450 and the Land Rover Defender, but my instinct told me that this car is made for my use, and the way that I use the car, the way that I treat the car, I'd say the GLE is very fragile, and compared to that, this Land Rover Defender is a complete beast. It eh, it has less of luxury compared to the GLE, but more of utility, more of strength, more of stance, and of course, people turn their heads whenever they see this. So, in the last monsoons, I recently got this car. What happened is I was near my farm riding horses, coming back, and because of the monsoon, the terrain became very tough, and no car or no other vehicle could get out. I had to pull one ICER truck from my Land Rover Defender, which felt like I was, after that moment, it felt like I was dealing with a lot of horses just in a car, and I was surprised by how easily it pulled it out. But the terrain modes, the different kind of driving styles that this Defender gives you a lot of power in your hand, but it is all automatic. You have to deal with nothing. And talking about more experiences, the road experience is also very nice. I have all-terrain tires on, but still it gives me one of the best road experiences because it has one of the best air suspension systems in the world. And yeah, so these are the things that I'd say this Land Rover Defender has given to me. But regardless of all of that, it has given me a lot of memories. It has given me a lot of time. It has given me a lot of bashing through off-roading tracks. It has given me a lot of experiences. And yes, it being almost a 2-ton vehicle and a car that is so huge, it is tough to drive through the city, but the visibility in this car is amazing, which has helped me a lot. So my vision in real estate for the next 10 years is Ahmedabad is growing at a very fast pace, and Gift City coming in Gujarat, overall growth, Gandhinagar, and everything coming together. I believe that Ahmedabad and Gujarat will grow very further in real estate. As us being and having a legacy of 26 years in real estate, my two generations, my grandfather and my father, both being in real estate, we have had almost 80 buildings constructed till now, and I believe that slowly Ahmedabad is becoming one of the biggest cities, one of the most advanced cities, and we are doing something very great in Gift City. We've made one of the most complicated structures. Shibboleth curve is what we call it. It is a curved building. It is an engineering marvel, and soon we are planning new projects. We are planning new things for real estate, and not just real estate. We are about everything connected to real estate. We've started building technology around it. We've started building a whole operating system around it. We started building our own community. So soon everything will fall together and we'll build something bigger. I think that Ahmedabad is going to be one of the biggest epitomes of real estate. There is more and more to learn in real estate and in the car industry every day. I'm an aspirant of both, also an equestrian, learning every day to ride horses. I have 2 horses of myself, and also somewhere a photography enthusiast too. Taken this car to its most capabilities, and I've used all the utilities that it provides. And this is my experience of the Defender, and it has been very joyful and thrilling. So this was all about me and my machine and my journey. Hope to see you all again.
Hi, this is Swapnil Patel. Welcome to the second episode of the AutoGraph. My business, everybody knows us with the name of C.A. Patel Textile Private Limited. That is on my grandfather's name, and that was passed on to my father. Then he passed on to us, and our firm name was like C.A. Patel and Company, which we started our journey with. And that journey was like little bit, we traveled a lot. Then we started one more firm, that name was Caps, and we are doing great in that business as well. So my childhood was like we were staying with 10 people together. We had one house, or it was a joint family. So like I studied in St. Kabir School. Then after studying from like BCom, I went to UK. I studied over there. I came back. I joined my business in textile. We had we started a second office in Mumbai. Then we started a third office in Bangalore. It was a difficult journey, but now we have an employee of 300 employees working under us, and we have a big family now. And we were only pan India. Now we are internationally everywhere. Like we are working in USA, France, Poland. So we are having customers in Malaysia. So now our planning is next to open the offices all over the world. Like my first car I remember was Honda City. From there my car journey just started. So my love for the cars started since childhood, like from when I was 11th, 12th. One of my friend who used to do racing, he made me understand what the cars are, what is the throttle, how the BHP, CC, everything works in car. And still, whenever I get my new car, I drive my car with him. That's where my passion for the car just started. When we talk about luxury, so journey with my car and mainly with Defender is like, I feel when I bought it, like it was an expensive car, but it is best for off-roading. So the journey with my X5, it's like driving pleasure. And like whenever you get an empty road, or even if you don't have an empty road, this is so silent car. Like within a second it goes 1 to 100. Mercedes has all its ambience. My other passions other than car is traveling. I almost traveled 50 countries, and I play sports. I play tennis, badminton, pickleball nowadays it's going on. Then I like food as well. So I like to try new food all over the world. This was all about my life, my journey, my passion, and hope to see you all again.
We are standing at the 21st floor, which is 70-meter high. नहीं मैंने तो ऑलरेडी पी ली. आपने नहीं पी शायद?
नहीं हम लोग हो गया सब.
Did you have coffee? Hello, I am Swagat Vyas and this is my story on the AutoGraph. Yes, so talking about my life, I am the only son of my family and I am born and brought up in Ahmedabad. I did my engineering from here and from childhood I was a hardworking guy. I used to perform well in the extracurricular activities, also in studies, in education. So my ambition in life was always to make it big, and I always had this in mind that I wanted to create something, be a guy who can, perform his tasks very well, achieve his goals. So I had always this target in my mind that I want to make it big in life. So Vishwanath, as a firm, it's about 30 years old firm. My father is the founder of the company, and he started with small bungalows, construction of small bungalows, and then he came up to 3-4 floors apartments. He had a very tough time in his own career, and he built everything from scratch with taking too much of risk, riding all the trends of real estate upside and downsides of the decade of 2000s. And then eventually he achieved a stage where he can hand over the things very easily to me, and I am very happy to take it on then. So ऐसा था कि eventually यही करना है, ऐसा कोई dedication नहीं था. It just was that I wanted to manage things by my own, और बाकी ऐसा कोई specification नहीं था कि नहीं मुझे real estate में ही जाना है. So I sometimes tell people that अगर real estate नहीं होता और कुछ और sector भी होता तो मैं इतनी ही अच्छी तरह से नहीं पाता. ऐसा कोई अलग लगाव real estate के लिए नहीं हो या फिर हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Eventually it's all about, see, whatever you're working on, real estate as a sector, there are two things. One, what you earn from real estate, and the other thing is investments. So my major focus is on investments. So when you earn something from your work or from your business, so that is the income that you generate from your company. But then what you invest is what makes you big. So that was a forte from the very beginning. I wanted to make credible investments which can reap multiple returns in the future. So that is what my major agenda is.
कभी फैमिली से ऐसा था कि नहीं, obviously because it's a 30-year-old company now, तो फैमिली से था कि नहीं एक लौता बेटा है तो he working with us only.
Yeah, so I had always this
Pressure for
So not at all, no pressure, nothing like that. But I had always this thing in my mind. I had this responsibility from the very beginning that I have to take it on. I have to take it on with full thrust and power and full responsibility. And I have to make sure that I am worth the metal that my father has been. So when like I said, when I did complete my work from Bombay, when I reached Ahmedabad, so I had already started working on the project that was ongoing in the company. It was named Sarathya, and so the challenge for me was to manage the team that we had in our hand at that time. It's about a decade back now, and to perform well. So when you work somewhere else and then you have these expectations in your mind that you want to work along with the company standards that you've worked in. So matching the Bombay culture, the Bombay professionalism in Ahmedabad was a really big challenge. I always say that the closest project to me is the first project that I did by my own. I remember that members were very happy with the delivery, with the execution. I had a lot of feedbacks which had given good praises to the workmanship quality. So I had always this thing in mind that rather than the monetary gain, the respect and the trust that you gain with each project. It was about 300 odd families. So all of them being so happy, being very passionate about the company with the project that they're going to live in. So I'll always remember that I had been appreciated a lot with the first endeavor that I had completed. And it will always be remembered as my dearest project of my life. I always remember that my father always says that in a sector like real estate, which is majorly unorganized, to build a brand, it's not just an easy task. So you always have to, along with the delivery, along with the good construction quality, you always have to maintain the trust and transparency with the customers. So I always remember his guidance along those two lines. And but obvious that when next generation comes into picture, there are few teething issues and few teething problems. But both of us have honored it with all due respect, and have learned from each other's doings. So be it planning, be it execution, be it marketing, we both of us have grown together, and he has under his guidance has have always been very supportive with me. So luxury to me, rather than the glam aspect of it, I always believe that luxury is a comfort, the freedom to choose. That is what I define luxury, and I've always reflected the same in my buildings, be it my house or be it my choice of cars. So my house has been featured in about 15 odd countries in the world. And we had made it with much meticulousness and precision. We have given too much of brainstorming to the designs, the planning, the placement of spaces in the bungalow, and we are very happy that with all the members in the house, we're living with much comfort and much privacy. So now let me drive you through the journey of my cars. Cars for me have always been driving pleasure and a good seating experience. The first luxury car that we owned was Audi A4 in 2009, before the first year of my college, and then I took my mother on the ride in that car. And then I remember in Mercedes also, I took my grandparents on a ride. We went for a cup of ice cream and some desserts in the evening, just me and my grandparents. So yes, after a good bouquet of collection of cars, I decided to have a car which has a remarkable presence on road, a uniqueness in its look and feel, in terms of the positioning of brand, plus the positioning of the product it has. For me, I've already owned an Evoque before, so Range Rover was not something new to me, but I wanted something top of the line, which has very limited presence in a city like Ahmedabad, and that's how I chose the autobiography Vogue version. Talking about the cars that I have, we started with an Audi A4 a decade back, the luxury cars, and then we moved on to BMW GT. Then again we had a Mercedes E-Class, which is again a very good foot space and a good leg rest, so chauffeur-driven car. There were two options to choose from, this and the Maybach GLS, but somehow when I, took a test drive of both of them, the look and feel, I think that this car offers more in the price point valuation than what the other cars of the same category offer. So in life, I think ambition and energy that you do your work with is very important, and to keep it burning is very important aspect. You always have to stay updated. You always have to stay forward tech in life. Always have to keep yourself updated in the patterns and the direction that the industry changes. So I think that is what keeps me driving, because new challenges, new experiences, difficult projects, hard to visualize, hard to design, hard to achieve. So that's what it makes the projects more special and more rigorous and involving for me. So that is the most important thing, to always keep it challenging, because uh, you cannot keep things mundane and be very ambitious about it. You always have to think something beyond just columns and beams and slabs. You have to have some vision of yourself that you want to achieve when you're delivering project, both for the customer, for yourself, and for the company. So I like to do yoga. I've played lawn tennis for 5-6 years. I've done taekwondo, karate about for 7-8 years in my life. So I always think that something which keeps you energized is more important. I like running. I've run quite a few half marathons. So that is what my passion is, and obvious traveling is the most dearest to me. I just keep on planning things in my head about the trips that I want to make, the places I want to visit, or the experience that I want to have with my family. So here we are at the tallest project of Sheila. We are standing at the 21st floor, which is 70-meter high, and it is the first tallest building of Sheila, which is going to get possession soon, within next quarter. So I think in real estate, it's very important that developer treats his project as his own house. The robust infrastructure, the grade A quality materials, and workmanship. This is what it matters while developing a project, while conceptualizing a project. So utmost transparency, workmanship efficiency, and timely delivery. That's what makes Vishwanath stand out from the rest. So again, the other jewel in our crown is Sanidhya, where they have horizontal development with a proper smooth efficiency in the road operation network. So that's where we have the amenities, the space planning, the road width, the drainage network, the water purification systems, where we have this biophilic environment where the marine life can dwell very easily. All in all, we have this box package where customers can enjoy their first home being very close to a city and still have the privacy and the peace of a rural area. So talking about the GIFT City, it is a very strong operational efficiency, good carbon ratings. It's all on the lines of sustainability, where the new age concept of the projects are. We have made a lot of efforts in making the project much more carbon neutral in terms of heating and ventilation systems, the robust infrastructure of the building, the operation efficiency of the floor plate for the tenants. So it has been a lot of working in the project, and we are hoping to deliver the project in about 6 months now. Talking about the growth, I think we have a lot of projects in the pipeline in this mid-segment range, also in the luxurious segment range. We also want to explore the commercial space in a larger position. We already have an ongoing project in GIFT City, but we want to explore more in the commercial spaces. So I think in a project, site visits are the most important aspect, and your personal involvement in the project is where the team and the all over infrastructure gets upliftment. So I always believe that regular site visits can improve the quality, improve the efficiency, and improve the timeline of delivery. So I always believe that whatever you do should be at the optimum performance, and whatever you do should be optimum pleasure to you, which makes you happy. Thank you.
from Wagoner to G-Wagon story. Hi, myself Manasvi Gohil, and this is my story on the AutoGraph. So basically, I am brought up in US, but then because of I love my grandparents, I shifted to India, and since then I have not left India, not even for studies, nothing. I've done everything here. I am selectively introvert and extrovert. It depends. Then when I grew up, I had a lot of thoughts that what I want to do, because I had every option open, and my dad used to emphasize that why don't you go out and do something. And I feel I was good at speech, so first I wanted to become lawyer, then I wanted to become a journalist. So when I met a lawyer, so he said कोई पार्टनर नहीं टिकेगा लॉयर में, तो 18 hours बोले you have to study, पार्टनर भाग जाएगा. So I was like ठीक है, लॉयर नहीं बन रही हूँ. Then I went to some kind of a journalist वाला thing. Then that person also criticized his own thing कि नहीं ये तो नहीं अच्छा है. Like ठीक है, तो कुछ अच्छा ही नहीं है, मतलब अभी के लिए कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ, तो फिर ठीक है. And even my dad also said कि enjoy your life. So I was like ठीक है चलो. So after my college, for 2-3 years I didn't do anything. I was really enjoying my life, I guess, and that is what every parents should give this liberty to their kids. कि पहले एंजॉय करो, देन व्हेन एनीवेज यू आर गोइंग टू बी इन योर बिजनेस, यू हैव टू डू दैट थिंग फॉर योर एंटायर लाइफ. ठीक है, सो वो करना ही है. फिर वो जब तक हाथ पैर दिमाग सब चल रहा है, यू हैव टू डू इट. सो आई यूज्ड टू सी माई डैड स्ट्रगल अ लॉट, एंड देन अगेन ही कॉल्ड मी वंस के अच्छा लिसन, आई वांट टू टॉक टू यू. आई वाज लाइक यस बताओ. एंड आई नो व्हेन ही कॉल्स दिस वे अच्छा लिसन वाला, देयर इज सम ड्रास्टिक चेंज इन माई लाइफ. कुछ तो होता ही है. So then it is like that, okay, he just called me up and he said beta मैं थक गया हूँ. So I was like what happened, because we don't have any partner and we don't have any kind of other person. He's like then what do you want to do now, have you thought about it? So I said no, not for now anything, I don't know, I'm not getting anything what I want to do. And basically I guess I really wanted to be in the business, but somewhere there was something which I wanted a push, that कोई मुझे बुलाओ, बोलो कि तेरी ज़रूरत है इधर, I'll be there, I have this attention seeking thing. So then he called me up and he said that बेटा एक story बताता हूँ. I was like tell me. बोले when you were born that time, बोले तेरा बाप था जो ऐसा बोल रहा था कि मेरी लड़की भी लड़के जैसी होगी. ठीक है, बोले उस दिन से लेके अभी तक, बोले मैंने कभी एक भी दिन तुझे एज अ गर्ल ट्रीट नहीं किया है. तो बोले अगर आज मेरा इतने साल का लड़का होता तो बोले वो मुझे हेल्प नहीं करता बिजनेस में. So I said हाँ करता. बोले उसको तो बोले मैं बोलता कि चल, बट बोले बिकॉज यू आर अ गर्ल आई एम टेलिंग यू वेरी पोलाइटली दैट लाइक डू यू थिंक यू वुड लाइक टू जॉइन मी. I was like obviously, why not, like that is what something which I wanted to do, I guess, and that was a push which I got. So for a year when I was going, it is a very funny story. People used to think that I am his secretary. मैं पीछे डायरी लेके घूमती थी because I didn't want to show anybody. So for 3 to 4 months it was just my training. I didn't speak a word. But then there came a time, like literally after 6 months, and then I said okay, I'm sorted with everything now. Now you name the department and I'll tell you what is going on, okay? And then I guess after a year, because he always says that 365 days कोई भी कुर्सी पे निकालने पड़ते हैं. That is his thing कि कुर्सी ने तपाओ ने तो ત્યારે તમારામાં automatic knowledge आई जाए. So that is what his thing is. And he literally used to call me and say that I thought you are aggressive person, I thought you are a short-tempered person, and being on this seat, you're totally different. Well, I'm so proud of you, and I felt that proud moment. I gave my first public speech in front of almost 5,000 people, and from that day, he gave me the trustee position. I'm the managing trustee right now. Well, even I'm the youngest managing trustee in the school era. And I feel that that was the time when I changed my habits. and I'm very happy being in the school and being in this industry. I guess the education thing, you get immense respect. You get the parents, they trust you so much, and I feel that is what actually I was looking for, and I am there where I want to be. So that is where I feel contained in my life, and there could be nothing better than this. So since 1975 we were in this. My dada opened almost 3 to 4 schools. This is our 5th school. So Maharshi Sandipani is our 5th school, and I guess this school is really different from all the other schools which were opened because new generation jumped in, and moreover my cousin, even he is also into this, he's also helping it out. What my grandfather started, it is his dream that he wants to be in this. He wants to educate people and give that knowledge level which we are passing over. So I feel for us this is a passion thing. This is what we do out of happiness. We don't want to earn out of it. It is just that we want to give what is best for the kids. So basically when I entered the school, and it was a big thing because I was replacing my father. So first of all, that was the competition, that I have to give better than what he is giving there. So I feel that I have always been very polite. And मैं काम डबल दे देती थी, लेकिन उनको पता नहीं चलता था because I was very polite in saying things. And I feel as an owner or even as a leader, you have to be very polite, but simultaneously you have to be even strict towards things, and you should know what you are giving them. So धीरे धीरे gradually there was a time when they used to tell my dad that she is wonderful. There is nothing which could be better than what you are doing. So, and I used to even dress up that way कि ठीक है मैं थोड़ी बड़ी लगूँ. So I can say that this car thing came from my dad. वो भले बोलते कि इतनी सारी गाड़ियाँ क्या करेंगे ये वो, but he himself was the same. I can say because my grandfather tells me the story of my dad and how he used to be. So वो पहले एक कार लाते, अगर वही मॉडल में शायद कोई और कलर इंट्रोड्यूस होता तो वो बताए बिना घर पे ला देते पहले, एंड देन दादा को बोलते दैट आप पे कर देना, मैंने मंगवा दिया. सो आई गेस दिस इज समथिंग आफ्टर मी, एंड आफ्टर like Preet is also there now, my younger sister. So I guess even now she has also her own demands. She's like, Dad, पुरुष चाहिए, ये चाहिए. So I guess everybody is getting this thing from my dad. So he is the one. I can say that I have heard people saying that Mr. Bhagwat, he used to get his car modified from Mumbai. जब लोगों को पता भी नहीं था कि alloys क्या होते हैं, what kind of tires, spikes वाले, non-spikes, whatever. And I guess people used to literally come and see his cars, the way he used to get his accessories done and every minute detailing thing. So I can say it's my dad. It is him who is really enthusiastic. And यहाँ पे जब पहले automatic नहीं मिलते थे, so because I used to stay in states पहले, and even my dad also. So he's like, ये क्या है, manual car है, the automatic thing is so good. So I remember him changing the gearbox of the whole car. He's like, नहीं उसको automatic में करवा दो. So I was like, that is crazy. And even people used to think that is crazy, that you literally change your whole gearbox. That is new thing, because जितने की गाड़ी उतने का gearbox था. So I guess that is what my dad is, and I guess everybody now. Even my mom's favorite car was Defender. So he got Defender. Then my favorite car was G-Wagon. He got G-Wagon. Now the third demand is of Preet. But I feel that he himself has not yet got his car. So one day I really want to give him his car. And he really likes Vogue. And I feel that is the car which I want to gift him. That is what my personal thing is for him. But still, उनकी choice की एक भी नहीं है. भले he is the one. जिसको नहीं use करनी फिर उनको दे देते. आप use करो. So yeah, that is how it is. So I'll tell you you like good memories of mine with the car? So well, basically I learned my my learning thing was from Wagoner, and that's crazy now. So I was in 5th grade, and since 5th grade I drive cars, and my grandfather taught me. So that was crazy that okay, in 5th grade I knew how to drive. And then my second car was Cruise, which I feel it is one of the best cars. And then if I say about my one of the first the symbol car, that was Audi. That was the first time when we saw a kind of an imported car in our family. So when actually dad got this Audi, so that was only his decision. उसके बाद then it was never his decision. It was always ठीक है, जो भी तुझे अच्छी लगे, you bring it and I'll drive it. So then later on I turned 18 and we decided to buy another car for me. So then that was a huge discussion, कौन सी लेनी है, कौन सी नहीं, तो चलाएगी नहीं चलाएगी, lot of things came up. So then there came my first car, that was Range Rover Evoque, and I guess that is my dad calls it राम प्यारी, बोले मेरी राम प्यारी है वो, because I didn't drive that. I told my dad पता नहीं, मुझे तो कुछ दिखता नहीं आगे, आप ही चला लो. So he said that ठीक है, मुझे पता ही था that तू मुझे देने वाली है, so ठीक है, मुझे ये गाड़ी बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है, I have to drive now. But then eventually I feel that he is really connected to that car which he will never sell. Then I guess my dad has this factor, whatever you bring in the family, don't let it out, because he has a lot of memories thing. And then me coming in the new generation, we're like, let's get this now, dad, now I want this one, seeing around. So then later on we kept on, then we got BM, we got Mini, but then I guess those were the normal ones. The main one which I feel was really special to me, because it has a really emotional story, and that story whenever I see, I don't know, I just get a bit emotional every time I say this story. And I feel that how much a dad loves you, by this scenario, whatever, I got to know. मुझे पहले नहीं पता था. I came to know from the Mercedes guy who who was selling me the car, कि आपको पता है कि आपकी गाड़ी के रातों रात बुक हुई है. मतलब रातों रात कैसे बुक हो सकती है, हैविंग अ जी वैगन, रातों रात वो नहीं हो सकता है. So then he told me that I guess your dad called you up New Year पे. So 12 बजे my dad had this expectation that 31st की पार्टी मत कर, तू तो बोले ऑफिस जाने वाली है ना. So I said ठीक है fine, my whole group was partying and I said कि ठीक है चलो, उनको चाहिए कि I'll go office. I said ठीक है, I'll go office. 12 बजे he was the first one to call me and his words were like Happy New Year, and then he said बोलो जिनी ने फ़ोन किया है आपको, आपकी ख्वाहिश बताओ. So I said कि ठीक है बताती हूँ, तो let's see क्या करेंगे. So I told him 3 things. He said 2 things, तो it is done, no problem. तीसरी कौन सी है? So I said एक छोटी मोटी जी वैगन जैसी गाड़ी हो जाए तो life will be sorted for now. And then I told him specifically, we went to our last trip, that was Kazakhstan, and I told him specifically that dad this color I want. So then he said ये कलर तो इंडिया में नहीं मिलता है. like तो फिर रहने दो, तो कोई मतलब नहीं है. We stopped that discussion, but I didn't know कि उनको इतना याद था वो कि उसको यही कलर चाहिए. And he said कि ठीक है, बोले हो गया. I was like हाँ ठीक है, तो बोले ओके बेटा चलो, we'll talk tomorrow and बाद में बात करेंगे. The very same night he really gave a transaction of half the amount of the G-Wagon. And that guy, the Mercedes man, he was like, what? Literally, like, you want to book it in a night. He's like, my daughter wants it, pull it away. I don't care, you give more money. I want that color which is on the port. And I was so emotional, and even till the last day, like when we went for the delivery, I was not aware about it. He gave a story that our cousin is buying a Mercedes. तो पहले हम Mercedes के शोरूम में चलते हैं, and then हम चलेंगे Range Rover के शोरूम में, दोनों की साथ में डिलीवरी लेते हैं. I was like ठीक है फाइन. तो मैंने बोला मुझे क्या अंदर आने की ज़रूरत है, आप ही चले जाओ, मैं क्या करूँगी. Then he's like नहीं चल. And then we went in, and I was like GLE इतनी बड़ी नहीं है जितना ये cover है. So at that time, I guess I saw it and I saw that color and I was so emotional. I am not much expressive, but I do tell this story to everyone, and I feel that how much a father can love you. I mean, from that story, I can say we both are same kind of people that, you know, हम express नहीं कर सकते, but if we have to prove it, like we'll be the best. So I feel that is how I'm raised, and plus I feel the love I have got in my life. That's crazy. That's wholesome thing. So out of all the cars, I feel I know that you know, my favorite car is G-Wagon, but my comfort is my BM, my 5 Series, because I guess it has a connection with me. I travel daily in that car. The comfort I feel in that car is something different. I don't even feel like you know, changing that. My dad gave me this option that give your 5 Series away and I'll give you, you know, another one, whatever you like. You purchase something. I was like, no. मतलब मेरी 5 Series को touch मत करो. I like that car and I feel that is one of my most comforting one. Then I feel obviously the G-Wagon, because no doubt people's perspective change a lot, and being a girl and driving the G-Wagon, that is like the two, you know, something, a combo. Like nobody will tag me that a G-Wagon, you know, is on the road. People will tag a girl driving a G-Wagon is on the road. So I guess this is something, a tag which I have got, and I feel that that is me. I mean, I love driving. I can drive anything. Even if you give me truck, I'll drive. So I feel for me, driving is something which I love. I listen to music. I love the power of the car, though I don't drive rash. I like to drive slow. I like to feel the, you know, the car presence. I don't like small cars. So I feel that is me for the cars. And what more I can say about it is that girls do not usually have knowledge about cars. They just know the symbols. But I love to be in it. What kind of exhaust, what inches tire it is, everything. So I feel I'm actually into the cars, not just a show-off thing. So yeah. So this is Mr. Bhagwat Singh Gohil. He's my dad. I want to state him because I guess half of the interview I have been involving him. So I want everyone to see him. And he's really handsome. I love you, Dad. So apart from having my business, obviously I have other things which I love to do. That is, I love feeding dogs, and I have my own NGO as well. Usually whenever I'm on the road, that is very crazy scene that I go with the G-Wagon. If I see some dog, I will literally stop by my car. I'll be feeding them and there will be people coming up for that picturing thing, but I can do it anywhere. मुझे कोई शर्म नहीं है डॉग्स को फीड करने में. अगर किसी को लगी है तो आई टेक देम टू हॉस्पिटल, एंड आई गेस दैट इज़ माई सुकून. रात को आई कैन स्लीप because of this thing. So the second thing now is on the health thing, because nowadays it is very important, you know, to manage your sleep, to eat good things and everything, keeping balance of parties also that way. And I love dancing. I love singing. Me and my dad, we usually on the Saturday night we sing together, we sing along. That is our karaoke speaker as well, which is just here. The G-Wagon is mafia. That suits my personality. I keep on fighting everywhere. Defender, I guess it's a, how to define that? It's a smooth but very manly personality combo. Smooth plus manly, that is rare. For Mini, a power bomb thing. It runs. It runs like literally you have to stop it. That okay, stop. PM is home for me. I sleep in that car. I eat in that car. I be almost my half the day in that car. I feel so. That is my home. The next car which I really feel I want to buy is i7. I don't know, but I just feel that's a car which which gives me that, look by me. So I really want to have 7 series now, the next. And for me, I guess the last car which I'll own and I'll be satisfied, the green colored Bentley is something which I always want. Sports car for Ahmedabad, I don't think so. It's a good one because half of the time I'm talking and then the bump comes up and we don't even get it where the bump is. So sports car for me is a no, but definitely for a sedan I'll go for Bentley, and the next one is going to be definitely Urus. So yeah, a good one. We need parking. So for all the people hearing me out, live your life to the fullest. Life is very short. Bye-bye.
So this is the Ford Model T. Hi, this is Harshid and this is my story at the AutoGraph. Apart from also being in the restoration business, we run a club called the Gujarat Vintage and Classic Car Club, GVCCC. I am also a founder member of the club, and it was founded by my dad and Mr. Subodh Nath. This club, basically, the intention of building the club was to make a group of like-minded people who can enjoy vintage and classic cars on a regular basis. Because the problems they face is they don't have people to fix the cars, they don't have people to get parts. So these cars sadly sit around in houses like showpieces and people can't drive around and enjoy them. So ever since we've made GVCCC, at least the cars go around town thrice a year. We have regular meetups where we meet for drives or coffee. So at least people get to drive their cars around, they're more confident about driving their cars, they get to enjoy them with their family and make memories with them. And we also support people by providing parts, helping them restore car, providing any information they need, helping them join clubs, importing cars. Now import has been opened up for cars up to 1975, so if someone wants to import a car, we help import cars. So that is the whole intention of creating a club called GVCCC. Vintage cars, to be specific, my dad had collected 2 cars for his own personal use as a hobby. One was his very own car that he grew up in and used in school, and one was something that he had bought off when he saw before I was born. As a young kid, when I came to the factory with my dad in my vacations and all that, I always saw those cars lying around somewhere around the factory. So because I was a kid and free and all that, I kept bugging my dad that, why can't we fix this? It's just been lying around since so many years, you bought it, let's do it up. So he himself is a passionate guy about cars, he's very fond of cars, but since he had 2 sons at that time and he'd started a new business himself, he didn't have the time to do it. So as I started growing up, he had an old team of mechanics which he used to work with as a kid to fix his own cars. He started calling over those mechanics after my persistence to fix the cars. Those guys came over, made a team, and this particular property that we're sitting in was an empty factory that he had bought for something in the future. So this was an empty space. We got the cars here and started working on those 2 cars. Incidentally, it was his 50th birthday that year and he'd kept a big party and he wanted to display those 2 cars. So that gave us like a timeline to fix those cars and it gave us that push. And eventually we fixed it and displayed it for his birthday party, and that's how I got into restoration of cars. I was always fond of cars, but I never thought about getting into restoration, but this is how I got into restoration. And when I started restoring cars, to be honest, there was no know-how about vintage cars, at least in Ahmedabad. There were people who had cars, but very few people could fix them. They didn't have access to parts, they didn't have access to labor that could understand those cars. Internet forums and all that was very new at that time to get access to information of what mechanical references and handbooks that you had at that time. But eventually I started collecting more cars, buying more cars. I got into it 100% and this is where I am today.
So when you officially started AutoGraph?
In 2009. If I see a dead car, I don't want it to go to the scrapyard. I want to bring it back on the road. That's my mission when I see a car. So that's the motive behind fixing a car actually, that I don't want it to die, I want it to go back on the road. So the first car I started restoring as such was the Ford Model T. The Ford Model T, if you all know, is the world's first mass production car. I was very fascinated when I first saw it, and when my dad told me that, oh, I found a Model T. The car came to us in very bad state. I have pictures to show you as reference, but I was brave enough to fix it for him, and that's where it started from. We gathered parts at that time. Internet buying parts and all that was very new, so we joined Ford Model T clubs and all that and tried to gather parts. The ignition system is very different on that car compared to regular cars. So the mechanics out here could not understand what was missing and why the car couldn't start. Luckily, I went on a exchange program trip from school to Australia in my 9th grade. At that time, there was a teacher at the school that I went to as an exchange program. Her dad was a vintage car collector. So as soon as she found out that I'm fond of cars and all that, she said, why don't you come over to my house? I'll make you meet my dad. He's got quite a few cars. He was basically an MG collector. So she took me to her house and I saw like 25, 30 MGs parked around the house and I went mad. And he was like an 85-year-old man who came out and he started showing me all the cars. And he saw that I was very interested in cars, so he took a lot of interest in showing me all the cars. I couldn't resist it, so I asked him, I was like, listen, I have a Ford Model T in India and we can't start it and nobody can understand it. So could you please like tell me what could be the issue? And he instantly told me that. I showed him a picture also, like this is my car and this is the engine and all that. And that time I remember I had a Nokia 6600. Very pixelated camera and pixelated pictures, but he got the gist of what I was saying. He said basically it's a timer cap issue and your timer cap is missing. Timer cap is basically a distributor which we call in the newer cars. That's what was there in this car. And we ordered it eventually and the car cranked for the first time. That's where the restoration started from, and then we started building the body, rebuilt the engine, rebuilt the transmission, and eventually rebuilt every single component on the car. The whole process took more than 10 years, to be honest, because I was a beginner at it. I was also learning. There were not many people who could understand this car. It's very difficult to drive this car. Your controls are not like accelerator, brake, clutch. It's different. Your throttle is in the hand. The brake is a different pedal on the floor. There's no clutch. The reverse is a pedal on the floor, so it's very tricky to drive it around. So it took us all a while, but now it's been running since the past 10 years again. It's been good since 10, 12 years now.
So it's still in running?
Yeah, it's in running condition. We drive it around to all the vintage car rallies. We haven't driven it outside Ahmedabad as yet. Like all our other cars have been driven to Baroda and different cities for vintage car shows. But this car, because it's difficult to drive, hasn't been driven out. But one day maybe.
Can you take us through the
Sure.
restoration process?
So this is the Ford Model T. This car, when my dad found it, the previous owners used to burn kachara in it for like 30-35 years. So half the car had disappeared and it was this much in ground. So the entire body is rebuilt by hand. Seats of course were rebuilt by hand, all the mechanicals are rebuilt, and if you see the cosmetics and all that, all these parts were bought brand new, but like the grille, radiator, everything has still been original. That's about, it's got wooden wheels inside. That's the speciality about this car. Also, this is a transformation from a buggy to a car. When buggies transformed into cars and when people could move around with engines instead of horses or animals, this is the first car that got people on the road. So this is a 1991 3000 GT Mitsubishi. This particular car is the car that got me into the whole car scene, to be honest. Because this was basically owned by a family friend of ours. And he used to come to our place very often and I used to see him come in this and I used to run out as a small kid just to see him drive in to my house in this car. And for those days, this car was the most beautiful car according to me. Like, I've never seen a prettier car with such pretty body lines. So, of course, I was 7 years old, so there was no way I was going to acquire it, but I always wanted it as a kid. Like, this is my ultimate car that I wanted as a kid. So he eventually sold the car to someone in Delhi when I was like 10, 12 years old, and I kept track of the car, of who bought the car, and kept calling him, speaking to him that how's the car doing, what's happening with the car. And apparently he was Arush, who owned AutoCycle in Delhi, which is one of the biggest customization shops in Delhi at that time in the 90s. So Arush, he's the guy who built this car after it went from my dad's friend to Delhi. So Eklavya was the guy who bought the car, Eklavya Kukreja, and I kept calling him every year. What's the plan? Are you planning to sell the car? How's the car doing? Are you building the car? And he apparently did a very good job with the car. He spent nearly the same amount what he bought the car for to build the car, for track purposes and racing purposes and all that. So he got a brand new engine, forged parts, bigger turbos, new electronics, new suspension, and the car was built for the track. Late 2018, I got a call from Eklavya that I want to sell the car, and if you want it, you're the first person I'm calling. Since you've always called me since so many years, you've come to Delhi, seen the car every time you're here. So this is your chance if you want the car. So that time the car was sold for 9 lakhs. I bought the car for double the price, which was 18 lakhs. And it's been here around. I'm never going to sell this car. I'm going to build it further. There is a plan with the car. I've collected all the parts for it. I just have to get time to fix it. It's a Japanese car, but yeah. There was a lot of tech involved for 1991 in this car. This car has 4-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering. It's got active aero, so once you cross a certain speed, the spoiler flips. There's a lip from the front bumper that comes down. It's got adjustable suspension, so I think it was the most technologically advanced car in 1991. It's got the highest tech for that time. All the features that you see in the newer cars are all adapted from these cars. So this basically is the chassis of the same Fiat body that I showed you. Once we finish patchwork on this chassis and alignment of the chassis, we'll take the body and mount it on the chassis. And then we'll take the work further ahead from there. Mechanical work starts from here. So the yellow Morris that I showed you outside, this is a same car, similar model. This came to us in the same state, and this is a 90% complete car, almost ready to go on the road. We've painted it, finished all the chrome work, interiors are ready, and we just have to test fit a few mechanical parts and take it on a test drive. But this is basically how a car rolls out. Coming in from that condition, this goes out in this condition. This again is a Morris Minor, but as you see, this is a 2-door. This was my granddad's car, my dad's dad. And my dad was also brought home from the hospital in this car. He used it through his school days, college days. When he met my mom, they went out on dates in this car. And it's been there in the family for like 3 generations now. So every now and then it goes through maintenance. It always regularly visits all our car shows, rallies. And it's one of our most cherished assets. The reason why this car was brought into our family was, as you see, that Morris is a 4-door and this is a 2-door. My grandmom wanted a car that was safe for the kids to sit behind, and they couldn't open the doors. So they chose this 2-door variant, but the 4-door variant was very commonly used in India as taxis, and this was the most commonly seen cars from 1950s to, I would say, 1980s on Indian roads. Now they've disappeared, but again, they're very, very cheap to acquire. For a vintage car, very cheap to maintain. So if anyone wants to get into the vintage car scene, this is an ideal car for them. This is an entry car for them. They can enjoy a vintage car, attend events, drive it around, and it's very easy to maintain. It's got very basic mechanical. So this is a 1932 Hudson SX. It's a Phaeton, as you see, and it's a 6-cylinder. This particular car is a very rare car. It's only one of its kind that survives in today's time, as I've been told from the club. And this car was also used by the Mahant for the Rath Yatra, which is very famous. This particular car did the rounds for about 35 years. After that, we acquired it and it came to us again in very bad shape, and we've restored it, and it again attends all our drives and shows on a regular basis.
Maybe a moment when you find something how this car.
Oh, there are so many cars. Every car is like that. Every vintage car you restore is a challenge. You always feel like this will not happen, but patience is the virtue. To be honest, if people want to get into the vintage car collection, I would be like, start from the basics. Don't buy fancy things in the beginning because you will not be able to maintain them and people will take you for a ride. But start with basics, learn to maintain your car on your own and grow from there. That's the easiest way out. So that's how you understand basics of how your car runs, how you can maintain your car, and that way you're not dependent on other people.
Hello, I'm Sharvil Sridhar and this is my journey on the AutoGraph. I started my professional journey about 15 years back, and the way we are shaping up as one of the leading developers of the city, that's something which we are very proud of, and we transpire to become leaders of the state and probably go pan-India soon.
મારો પહેલો ઇન્સિડન્સ તમને જણાવું છું કે કેવી રીતે હું રિયલ એસ્ટેટમાં આવ્યો. કોઈકને જમીન ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયાલિસ્ટ હતા જેને જમીન ખરીદી હતી, એને લોકેશન સિલેક્ટ કર્યું હતું, પણ એ ખરીદી નહોતા શકતા. જમીન એગ્રીકલ્ચર સ્ટેટસમાં હતી. મેં આ ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટીઝ એ વખતે સિલેક્ટ કરી. મેં મારી પાસે જે કંઈ પણ ફંડ હતું એ ફંડમાંથી મેં જગ્યા ખરીદી, અને મને ખબર હતી કે આ બાયર મારી પાસે રેડી છે. અમે ફાર્મરના છોકરા હતા એટલે એગ્રીકલ્ચરલિસ્ટ હતો, એટલે મેં મારી કારકિર્દીની પહેલી જમીન એગ્રીકલ્ચરમાં એ લોટ મેં પરચેસ કર્યો. એ પરચેસ કર્યો, એને વેલ્યુ એડેડ મેં બનાવી, એમાં પ્લાન પાસ કરાવ્યા, એને ચારે બાજુ સરાઉન્ડિંગ બોલ કરી, એટલે એ જગ્યા એટ્રેક્ટિવ થઈ ગઈ અને વેલ્યુ એડેડ થઈ ગઈ. અને જે બાયરને લેવાની હતી એ જ બાયરને મેં એ જ જગ્યા લેવી હતી, એટલે તરત જ મારી સાથે એમને સોદો કર્યો અને મને પહેલા જ સોદાની અંદર મને 50% વધારાનો પ્રોફિટ મળ્યો. વિધિન 6 મંથ્સની વાત કરું છું, એટલે 6 મહિનાની અંદર. એ મને એટલું બધું એટ્રેક્ટ કરી ગયું મને રિયલ એસ્ટેટમાં, કે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં આટલા બધા કોમ્પ્લાયન્સ અને અહીંયા વિધાઉટ કોમ્પ્લાયન્સ, અહીંયા જમીનની લાઈનમાં બીજા કોઈ એવા કંઈ બીજા કોઈ હર્ડલ્સ નથી. ઇઝીલી તમે ખરીદી શકો છો, વેચી શકો છો. એટલે મેં આ લાઈન સિલેક્ટ કરી અને ધીરે ધીરે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીને મેં બંધ કરી અને રિયલ એસ્ટેટ લાઈનમાં 1990માં હું આ પહેલા સોદાથી હું એન્ટર થયો. એ શ્રીધરની શરૂઆત લેન્ડ ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ એન્ડ ટ્રેડિંગથી સ્ટાર્ટ થઈ. 1990થી એની જર્ની સ્ટાર્ટ થઈ, 1990થી 2008 સુધી. અને એ દરમિયાન માત્ર ખાલી લેન્ડ ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ એન્ડ ટ્રેડિંગ એ મારો મેઇન પર્પઝ અને મેઇન બિઝનેસ હતો, અને એ શ્રીધરની સ્ટાર્ટ એ રીતે થયેલું હતું. 2008ની અંદર મારો સન યુએસથી રિટર્ન આવ્યો કે મારે અહીંયા કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન સ્ટાર્ટ કરવું છે. એના માટે સૌથી પહેલો એસજી હાઈવે ઉપર એક પ્લોટ મેં લઈ રાખેલો હતો. એ પ્લોટની અંદર એને કામ સ્ટાર્ટ કરવા માટેની ઈચ્છા બતાવી. એનો અને મારો પોતાનો અનુભવ ન હોવાના કારણે એ પ્રોજેક્ટ મેં કોઈ પાર્ટનરશિપમાં કરવાનો વિચાર્યો, અને એના માટે મેં અમદાવાદનો સારામાં સારો મારો મિત્ર હતો, એની સાથે ઇસ્કોન સાથે મેં એ પાર્ટનરશિપમાં બિઝનેસ કરવાનું વિચાર્યું, જેના અંડરમાં સર્વિલ ટ્રેન થાય. ટોટલ પ્રોજેક્ટ સર્વિલ મારા સને સંભાળ્યો અને ઇસ્કોન એલિગન્સ એનું નામ આપ્યું, અને એ મારા સનનો સૌથી ફર્સ્ટ પ્રોજેક્ટ, કોમર્શિયલ પ્રોજેક્ટ હતો અને મોસ્ટ સક્સેસફુલ પ્રોજેક્ટ હતો. અને ઇસ્કોન એલિગન્સની શરૂઆત થયા પછીથી ઘણા બધા ફ્લેટ્સ અમે લોકો એફોર્ડેબલ સેક્ટરની અંદર કાવેરી સિરીઝના નામે અમે મૂકવાનું સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યું. અમે વેસ્ટર્ન સાઇડમાં જ અમે લોકોએ મેજોરિટી કામ કરેલું છે. વૈષ્ણોદેવીથી લઈને શાંતિપુરા ચોકડી સુધીમાં જે કહીએ એ વેસ્ટર્ન પાર્ટ છે. એસપી રિંગ રોડ, એસજી હાઈવે અને એસપી રિંગ રોડથી ઉપરના પાર્ટની અંદર જ અમારી મેજોરિટી બધી સ્કીમો આવેલી. મારું જમીનોનું ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટમાં થલતેજ, સિલજ અને એની ઉપરનો પાર્ટ અને વૈષ્ણોદેવી સુધી મારું ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ હોવાથી મેજોરિટી અમારા પ્રોજેક્ટ્સ આ એરિયામાં જ હતા. અમે બંગલોઝની સ્કીમ, વેનેશિયન વિલા, વૈકુટ વિલા, આ બધી અમારી બંગલોઝની સ્કીમ હતી. આ સિવાય અમારી બીજી એક સિરીઝ જે કહેવાય, જે લક્ઝરી સેક્ટર્સ કહેવાય, અનંતારા એનું નામ આપ્યું. અનંતારા આલ્પાઇન, અનંતારા ઇમ્પિરિયલ. આ સિવાય અમારું મેજર કામ અત્યારે વીકેન્ડ હોમ્સ અને પ્લોટિંગ સ્કીમમાં અમારી ખાસ એવી ગ્રીપ છે. એમાં અમદાવાદમાં અને એની આજુબાજુમાં અત્યારે જે સારામાં સારો એરિયા છે, જે કર્ણાવતી ન્યૂ કર્ણાવતી ક્લબ આવી રહી છે, ત્યાં કલરવ નેસ્ટ કરીને અમારો એક વીકેન્ડ હોમ્સનો પ્રોજેક્ટ ચાલી રહ્યો છે. એ બહુ જ સારા કન્સેપ્ટ સાથે, બાલી કન્સેપ્ટ સાથેનો બની રહ્યો છે અને એનો લુક બહુ સરસ છે. એ સિવાય અમારી બીજી છે કલરવ સિઝન્સ કરીને છે. ને બધી જ અમારી જેટલી પ્લોટિંગ સ્કીમો અને વીકેન્ડ હોમ્સની સ્કીમો આવેલી છે, એ બધી સ્કીમો અમારી કલરવના નામથી ફેમસ છે. કલરવ નેસ્ટ, કલરવ સિઝન્સ, કલરવ ફાર્મ, કલરવ ટ્રેલ, કલરવ ટ્રેઝર અને કલરવ આલ્પાઇન. આ 6 સ્કીમો અત્યારે અમારી કલરવના નામથી ઓલરેડી છે અને ચાલી રહી છે. આમ જોવા જોઈએ તો દરેક સેક્ટરમાં અમે લોકોએ કામ કરેલું છે. એફોર્ડેબલ સેક્ટરમાં, હાઈ એન્ડ લક્ઝરી સેક્ટરમાં, બંગલોઝમાં, કોમર્શિયલમાં કામ કરેલું છે. હવે અમારો નેક્સ્ટ પ્રોજેક્ટ આવી રહ્યો છે, ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ પ્લોટિંગનો આવી રહ્યો છે. એસજી હાઈવે ઉપર અમે નવા કોમર્શિયલ સાથે એક આવી રહ્યા છે. આંબલી રોડ ઉપર અમે એક બહુ જ હાઈ એન્ડ ફ્લેટ્સની સ્કીમ સાથે અમે આવી રહ્યા છે. આ અમારી જર્ની જ્યારે 2008માં સ્ટાર્ટ કરી હતી અને અત્યારે 2025 સુધીમાં અમે ઘણા બધા પ્રોજેક્ટ્સ મૂક્યા છે. એમાં કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનની અંદર અને ડિઝાઇનિંગ પાર્ટમાં સર્વિલ મારા સનનો મેજર રોલ છે અને લેન્ડ પાર્ટ સિલેક્શન કરવું, એરિયા સિલેક્ટ કરવો, એમાં મારો મેજર રોલ છે. અમે બંને એ શ્રીધરની સ્થાપના કરી અને આજની તારીખમાં એને આ સ્ટેજ ઉપર લઈ ગયા છે. એ શ્રીધરમાં હું અને મારો સન બંને જણા આ બિઝનેસ સંભાળી રહ્યા છે. 1990થી મારી આ જે જર્ની સ્ટાર્ટ કરી, જે એથિકલ પ્રેક્ટિસ, કમિટેડ, વર્કની બાબતમાં હાર્ડ વર્કિંગ, આ બધા જ મારા જે એથિક્સ હતા મારા સનમાં, શર્વિલમાં, બિઝનેસમાં, એના રિફ્લેક્ટ થયા અને એ બધા એ ફોલો કરે છે. એ સિવાય સર્વિલમાં સોબર એટલે શાંત સ્વભાવ, જે કંઈ પણ કહે એ મિનિંગફુલ બોલવું, એ એના સ્વભાવની વસ્તુ છે. અમારા બંનેમાં ઘણી સામ્યતાઓ છે. એ પણ સ્પોર્ટ્સમાં બહુ એને ગમે છે, મને પણ સ્પોર્ટ્સ બહુ ગમે છે. હું મારા દરેક એચિવમેન્ટ સાથે મારી એક કાર હું નવી લેતો હોઈશ, એને પણ કારનો એટલો બધો શોખ છે. અને મિત્રો બનાવવા, એના સ્પોર્ટ્સ, બીજી બધી અધર એક્ટિવિટીઝમાં પાર્ટ લેવો, એ પણ એના મારા જેવા જ શોખ છે. એટલે નોટ ઇન બિઝનેસ, ફેમિલીની અંદર ફેમિલી વેલ્યુમાં પણ એ એટલો જ ઇન્વોલ્વ હોય છે. અમારા ફેમિલીના જે સંસ્કાર અને એ આજની તારીખમાં બહુ સારી રીતે રન કરી રહ્યો છે અને એ પ્રેક્ટિસના કારણે આજે એ શ્રીધર આ સ્ટેટસ ઉપર પહોંચેલું છે.
So I've studied in Ahmedabad at the St. Xavier's Loyola School, and I think the best part of the school was that it was a very sports-centric school. And I think, sports has taught us more than books have. After that, I did my college from Arizona State University, and I did my undergraduate there in construction engineering. And I think there was something fascinating about how land is transformed into something so valuable. And that's how I had created 3 options for myself. I had written, I think, post my 12th standard, what I would like to become. But the kind of results I got, then I decided to go for construction engineering. I thought probably, so one of the options was becoming a doctor. But then I realized that would require a lot of studying. And I took it as a easier option. But I think this was luckily my passion as well. And I'm glad and fortunate enough that I could follow my passion. So I did my undergraduate. I went to Arizona State University, did my construction engineering, had the best time there because I think the best way they could teach us was through practical sites and a lot of on-site knowledge, real experiences rather than focusing on bookish knowledge, and that totally changed my approach towards education and learning things. I came back and did my master's from CEPT, which is one of the most leading universities, and they have a similar approach, and I really enjoyed studying my master's as well, because that gave me an opportunity to also start learning the local industry. When I studied there, I took an experience of a year in United States working for an engineering firm. But then the way construction industry is approached in US is very different from how it is approached in India. Although things are changing at great pace in India, but in terms of technology, in terms of the processes, in terms of the organization skills required, and a lot of other things. So that gave me an opportunity while studying in India to explore how Ahmedabad real estate works. And then we launched our first project. So that was my first learning curve with a leading developer. And I was a silent observer during that project. I was very glad I could learn so much from my first project itself. The second project was a residential, high-end residential bungalow project. And that also was done in partnership, and learned great amount of things from those two projects. So I'm always thankful to my first partners who will always stay as my gurus for this industry. And after that started my professional journey. So I think going abroad for my studies, I think that exposure, that confidence that it gave me, I was very shy as a person, but it opened me up, and it made me a good public speaker, it made me a good communicator, it made me a very good leader. I also got an opportunity in US to lead the Indian Students Organization. I was the youngest leader there. So I got a great opportunity, got me a lot of nationalism, lot of nation pride when I started my journey as a student abroad, which probably if I would have stayed here, I'm not sure I would have got it to the extent that I have. So I think that probably was one of the best decisions. Although it was very tough on me because I was a single child, I was very pampered, and I had all the comforts in the house, and I had to step out of that comfort zone and go through the hardships of studying abroad, so far from your parents, so far from all the comforts of the house. But I think that is what groomed me into a better person and a better leader. So most of the people see me as a very serious guy, but I'm actually a very fun-loving and happy-go-lucky person, which probably that's the side which only my friends know. Usually I'm dealing with people, I'm more of a serious character rather than a funny character. I think I'm very obsessed with my fitness. So I used to be 100 plus kgs before. And when I came back from US, I remember I felt like I had missed out on so much of food. And I used to eat like almost 6 or 7 meals in a day. And I remember I kept gaining weight. And from that 100 plus kg, I came down to 70 in a matter of say about 12 to 15 months with a very rigorous disciplined fitness. So I think from the age of around 25 or 26, I have always disciplined myself in terms of playing a sport, doing my regular gym, having a very good meal plan. It is the diet is always very balanced, and I've always kept a discipline on myself. And it really helped me as a person to become even more confident. Your personality becomes even better. You can carry yourself even more stronger. So I think I'm glad that I could take that route and I could achieve it. Basically, I love and enjoy any sport. And most of my friends are into sports because of the education that I talked about. So I think we have had our hand at almost every other sport. And I've played squash, I've played tennis, I've played badminton. I think you name it, I've been playing pickleball, paddleball. So any kind of sport excites me. So we have changed our orbit as an organization. We started with a very small organization, a team of only about 4 or 5 people. We used to do one project at a time. From there we started doing 2 or 3 projects at a time. And today we have close to 18 projects running at a time. So now we have changed our orbit into a very big organization. However, real estate industry in the city is very, very unorganized. This industry is not considered as a very organized sector. And I think that is where I am really working hard on to have very good SOPs, very good management system, a good process-driven company, So those are the kind of visions that we are working on. I think success is a byproduct. We want to keep working on the right process, and I'm very sure that success will keep coming. So I think the biggest struggle was when I came back from US to India, and I think US has a very settled and organized market rather than what I saw in the city. That was the biggest shocker, and to get adjusted into that routine was very difficult for me. But still, I think when you compare this with how organized abroad sectors are, particularly when dealing with governments and particularly when dealing with the unorganized labor sector in the industry, those were the biggest challenges. And the first project itself, when I started off, I remember there was a financial crisis, the US bank financial crisis that happened, and all the markets crashed. But I started with the difficult phase of my career, and I think that kind of trained me and shaped me, that how my partners or how the gurus that I now call them, how they dealt with that situation, how patient they were, how they were handling the financial segment during those times, how they were balancing between the sales and the construction. So those were the kind of things which I came to learn through. And I think those were the struggles, happy struggles I would say now. But the first project that I did, that was in Shilaj, that was on my own. And I remember we had a launch event. We had a good campaign that we had done for that project. And I, along with, there was one more marketing executive, we were the only two guys who were leading the marketing and the sales part. And obviously, wherever I needed, my father used to support me. But that first project, by 12:30 p.m., we had sold almost 60% of our inventory. And by evening 4:30, we had sold 90% of our inventory. So I think that was the biggest achievement that I felt. The product that we had designed and the way market accepted us and the kind of confidence people put into us, almost 90% sold out project in just a few hours, that too my first launch. I think that was the biggest success, and I can never forget that accomplishment. I would want my work to stand as an example or as an ideal developer for the city and for the state. And I'm really trying to not compete with anybody else, but only with myself. And every year we try to introspect ourselves, we improvise and work on our team. But I'm never satisfied with what I've been doing, and that is what keeps me going. And I think that's what keeps pushing me towards a change. And today probably we are one of the only organization who is present in all the sectors. So starting from affordable, mid-segment, upper mid-segment, luxury, bungalows, plotting, weekend homes, commercial, mid-segment commercial and luxury commercial. And now we are coming up with another interesting product which is dedicated to the medical industry. So we are thinking of something like a co-working hospital. So it's a very new concept. So we keep coming up with innovation, with new ideas, and I think that not only excites me but also my team. So I think it sounds little unbelievable, but I was so lucky in US when I just finished my education. I somehow, because I had the presidentship of Indian Students Organization, I used to meet a lot of people from the Indian community. And I came across a very settled Indian person in Arizona, Phoenix, who had a car dealership, and he used to have an amazing car collection. So US has a very good second-hand car market, but good luxury collection of car markets. And I just asked uncle, the uncle that I met, I mean he was pretty senior, so I asked him a favor that if I could lease a car rather than buying a car and change it every month, and I would pay whatever amount he would ask for. And I don't know what kind of, it made him laugh, but then he's like, nobody has ever come up with such an absurd idea. But anyways, if the car is going to stay at my warehouse, so he said, if I have a prospective buyer, I will ask you to come bring the car back, and every month you can change the car and you want to drive whatever car you want to drive. I think I did that for almost 15 months and that kind of got me into cars. And when I came back to India, I remember BMW had launched the first sports car in India, and it was called the M3, and it was a nice hardtop convertible car. and it used to make a great sound. And he was very scared with me driving fast, or with expecting that I would be driving the same way I would used to drive in US, because their speeds are high because of the good roads and the kind of infrastructure they have. And here it becomes risky, but still I was able to convince my dad, and I got my first sports car. So in the 15 months, I got to drive a sports car, an SUV, a nice sedan. So I've driven from all the American brands to German brands. I also got a chance to drive one Bentley. It was a Bentley coupe. Had an amazing Lexus convertible, which I really enjoyed driving. So I think that's what got me into the passion of cars. Otherwise, probably I would never have been so fascinated by the car. I always used to drive the car which my dad stopped driving. But the first buy that I actually bought the car and started driving, that the BMW M3 was my first car. So I think it was at the age of close to around 23 years old. Yeah.
23
Yeah, I know. Yeah, very lucky to have that. So I called a couple of my childhood friends, and I called two of them, but then I realized it's a coupe. Just the sound of the engine while you push the accelerator, I think it all drives us crazy. And I think that's where the passion started developing. And obviously then my requirement for cars kept on changing. From a sports car I went to a sedan, from sedan to an SUV, from SUV to a SUV which could also go off-road because of requirements of my projects. A lot of these projects were remote places. So that's how I think the taste of my car kept on evolving. Yeah, right now I'm driving a nice Range Rover which I really enjoy. My dad is a big Mercedes fan, so I think all my life I've always seen him driving Mercedes since the days we could afford it. But I have always liked exploring all the brands, from Volvos to BMWs to Audis to Range Rovers. So I think I remember I got into an SUV. It suited my work, I would put it that way. And after that, I also drove a Audi Q8 for a while, and I think then I got my hands on the Range Rover, and since then I've never felt like changing the car. So it's been 6 years. I usually change the car every 4 years, but somehow I've never felt like changing this car. I don't know. This is my 6th year running into this car, and I still haven't found the next best fit. Yes, we got the BMW iX, which was originally planned for me, but then my wife took it over, and I also love driving the EVs. So my morning routine, whenever I go for my badminton or gym, I usually drive the electric vehicles, and I really enjoy driving electric vehicles because of their nice smooth pickups, and just the fluidic feel of the drive. So yeah, otherwise for my routine work I always prefer my Range Rover. So we have the iX, and then we recently got the Hyundai car also, the electric Hyundai. And I think my kids really like the electric cars as well. So right now the kids usually use that car for their drop-in, drop-off to school, or for their tuitions or their classes. And my daughter still also loves the Range Rover, and so does my wife. She also, every has an eye for this car. So yeah, this is our family's favorite car, I would put it that way. So I love driving, but then my work schedule took up on me, and that's when I started getting into chauffeur-driven cars. Yeah, so I just got my chauffeur about 3 years back. Otherwise, I always used to drive on my own. So I would love to listen to music, but unfortunately my phone keeps on ringing, and most of the time I'm on call while driving. So unfortunately I'm not able to listen to music. And I think EV has great futuristic interiors also. But now good cars are coming which have good minimalistic interiors with, and still they are not EVs, but like the Mercedes Range Rover has a great lineup of cars that are coming. BMW is very futuristic and modern and youthful. I think now it has become a passion for my kids as well, and for my wife as well. So I think it has now become a family topic of which car to get. So I think all the glamour, all the nice cars, all the nice things that we have talked about and seen, that all comes with a lot of hard work, and there is no substitute to hard work. Luck plays a factor, there is no doubt in it, but I think it is hard work where luck kind of gets attracted. So I think my mantra would be that there is no substitute to hard work, and just keep working hard and be ready for change. Accept the change, because change is constant.